Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your tribal god of extreme, Peter Joseph, here for video number 2. Video number 2 on your now Wednesday night. And it's Wednesday night. You know what that means? We got AEW Dynamite coming up in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. Should be pretty good shows already taped. So most of the shows have already been out. But at least we get to see it. Anyway, so it is the go-home show before Saturday night's, well, pretty much Saturday's, Grand Slam Australia event, which we'll see at 10:30 or so on that great station of TNT. So we'll see what happens with that. But we got some action tonight. Lots of good stuff coming your way in a little bit. But we'll talk about that maybe later tonight. Most likely tomorrow. But we'll see we see how that is, depending on how tired I am. I am very tired right now, because I had a long day of work and other things I had to do. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching here on the Peter Joseph YouTube wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there, you know where it is, down in the description box below. As we have gone over 700 subscribers on our road to hopefully 750 before Easter, but we'll see what happens with that. And we keep going. So thank you for everybody for getting us over the hump. And now we're on the road to a big milestone, 750 subscribers. But, you know, we'll take it each day as it comes, and hopefully by Easter, which is about 2 months from now, we'll see how it is by the time we get there. But we're about 40 or so away from that. But tell your friends to subscribe to my channel. And give my other channels a lot of support as well. You know, they're not just there for, you know, just there. You know, but it is what it is. So subscribe to my channels down below. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, you're pretty much SOL. And if you don't know what that means, look it up, bitch. And that's pretty much it. And if you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, please do. Hit that like button. And welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, grab yourself a cold one, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. Hit that like button. If not, get the fuck off my channel and go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Check out my first video of the day on my rant channel, my legendary PG Rants channel, talking about pretty much the big news of the day. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, once again, gets off, not like that get off, but, you know, he avoided possible jail time. His sexual misconduct case got dropped today. So, but the Janelle Grant case is still pending. We don't know when it's gonna be heard, what's going on with that, but Vince kind of dodged a big bullet today, and pretty much the sexual misconduct case, pretty much got dropped, dismissed, whatever you want to call it. So Vince is a happy camper, at least for today, but, you know. But I did a rant about that and how he always, you know, somehow, someway has the best lawyers in the world, and then he just, you know, Vince just gets off on being a fucking pervert and all the other bullshit he's done over the years. So I was pissed off, so I did a rant about that. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description box. So give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment if you want to. But, yeah. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday night, February the 12th, 2025, thank you all for watching. Once again, my name is Peter Joseph. I am a content creator talk about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, current events, sports, and all that in between. If you like it, great. You know where to go. Go fuck yourself, and pretty much you can go to hell. You can go to hell when you die. You know, pretty much with that. But before we get to Dynamite, coming up in a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review for last night, February 11, 2025, the official go-home show before this Saturday night's NXT Vengeance Day, coming your way from Washington, D.C. Should be a good show. 6 matches on the card, which is rare for a NXT pay-per-view. Rare you get 6 official matches, not just 5 matches on a pre-show match. So we get that. Alright, so the big match on the show last night was a steel cage match, brother, with my cousin Tony D'Angelo taking on the Governator, Ridge Holland, for the North American title. And we got that. Bayley, give me hugs on the show. And a whole lot more on NXT. Alright, and we had a major debut. We'll talk about that. And what's going on with that, faction that we're gonna see at Vengeance Day. Those 4 men, we still don't know who they are. We kind of know that some of the names, but we don't see their faces, obviously. But get a little bit of a tease near the end of the show. But talk about that in a little bit. But first, we are emanating, as always, at back at home base, the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And our commentary team, as always, the man with the creepy jacket and lots of Starburst candy and Skittles. That man is Vic Joseph, or as Booker T called him, Victor. Come on, Victor! Anyway, the man next to him is Corey Slave, and the man who smokes more fucking weed than you do combined. That's the 2-time Hall of Famer. He's gonna be on LFG this Sunday. He's one of the coaches, along with Mickie James, Bully Ray, and the goat of all goats of the modern era, The Undertaker. And that man is the 2-time Hall of Famer, Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah! Oh yeah, man! Oh yeah! Okay, calm down, Booker T. Calm down. He's all happy because he's sitting next to the Taker. Oh my god. Wouldn't you be starstruck if Taker was sitting next to you? Oh boy. I'd have a field day. But I digress. It's like, if Io was sitting next to me, I was like, why are you sitting there? You should be sitting on my lap. Just kidding. Now I'm gonna get letters. I don't give a shit. When we move on. Oh, we got that. But, alright, so we got Vic Joseph, Booker T, and Corey Slaves, our commentary team. And that's that. Alright, we see Tony D and the family coming into the dreaded parking lot, along with the Governator, Ridge Holland, who rips up a fan sign. You bastard. And we get that. Then we go inside the Capitol Wrestling Center for our very first match of the night. We got Bayley! Give me a hug. So Bayley, ladies and gentlemen, takes on the lovely Cora Jade, who we saw last week attack Bayley and Julia and try to swing at Roxy and miss like the New York Yankees. So, we were friends! So we'll see what happens with Cora Jade. Roxy says, I'm gonna win the NXT Women's Championship. I'm gonna go to Raw. I'm gonna win the Raw World Title. I'm gonna win the SmackDown World Title, and then maybe I'll come to NXT, drop the belt, and maybe Cora Jade will finally win a belt. And we'll see. All right. So we get to the match. Match is pretty much back and forth. Both women doing a lot of good shit. Cora cuts off Bayley, goes into the ropes for a Bayley the Belly, which was nice. Get a cover for a near fall. Bayley with some clotheslines and forearms in the corner, and she puts Cora Jade on the second rope, leaps up for a double knee drop. Ow! And then hits a 1925 suplex for a near fall. Bayley goes for a sunset flip, but kind of overshot it. And then Cora Jade sits on her face. I wish, you wish like that, right? Sits down for a near fall, then hits a gut-wrench suplex for another near fall, and Cora's getting frustrated. And then we get a double underhook by Cora. Bayley counters out of that and gets shoved into the corner. Cora then leaps, but Bayley caught her, hits a swinging sidewalk slam for a near fall. That was pretty damn nice. She goes up top, looking for possibly the Shawn Michaels style Macho Man elbow waiting down from heaven. Oh yeah, dig it. So as she's about to do that, we hear her old hugger music. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on? We see Roxy cosplaying as Hugger Bayley, and I thought it was hilarious. I love that. I was like, shit, you savage trolls. Roxy. Looked great. But anyway, Bayley gets a little bit distracted, but Bayley comes off the top with a double axe handle to take Cora down for a near fall. She goes after Roxy, but Cora Jade hits a double underhook DDT, ouch, on the floor. Damn. Then she throws her in the ring, hits another one. 1, 2, 3. Cora Jade gets the shocking victory over Bayley in a good match. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And, well, that's it. So, we move on. We move on with that. We saw Julia was watching on, because she will be taking on Roxy and Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. Or will she face those 3 women? We'll get to that in a minute. Alright, moving on. Alright, speaking of Ava Raine, Ava whispers to Julia backstage, who nods, so she told her something, we don't know what it was. And then Cora Jade and Bayley are kind of looking confused, and they start arguing. It's like, we're friends! You attacked me! No, we're friends! I don't understand. What's going on. And then Ava makes her way to ringside. She congratulates Cora on her biggest win so far in her NXT career. Says, Cora, you know what? Since you got a big, huge win over Bayley, I'm gonna put you in the NXT Women's title match and make it a fatal 4-way match. So Cora's like, ooh, goody, yay! Goody. And Rax is like, yeah, we're friends now. So Roxy acts all happy. Bayley's like, fuck you. Shoves Roxy right into Cora Jade. And then hits Bayley to belly on Cora Jade. Roxy gets out of dodge. But Bayley is pissed. I wanted a 3-way, now it's a 4-way. That's how the cookie crumbles there, Bayley. We move on with that. Alright, so all that I gave 3 out of 5 stars. Moving on. Alright, then we go to the women's locker room. Before we get to the women's locker room, I gotta change the rich man's dish to TBS, because we're about 8 minutes away. Alright, so we'll do that. Alright, so we go to the ladies' locker room. We see the resident surfer girl, Sol Ruka, talking to her tag team partner, Delta, and says, we won, I guess, last week because we did it her way. So just a training session at the beach. Why not? So Delta says, I'll do it your way. I'll do it my way. So Sol's like, well, we won because we did it my way. And Delta's like, well, next time we're going to do it my way. My way or the highway. No. Moving on. And then Fakita Leons and her amazing ass and legs that can probably kill Randy Orton and his ginormous legs, quads. She comes in, starts laughing at them, at the notion of them training on the beach. She tells them to pound sand, and then tells Delta that Sol is kind of holding her back. And, I think it was, so Delta says, well, we're coming off a victory last week, which is more than you ever can get, you know. And then, we get a match out of that. So we got Delta versus the Kita Leons. Oh yeah, sign me up. Can't wait for this match coming up a little bit later. So I gave that segment 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we see the Ruda, the NXT World Champion, Oba! Femi from Wakanda. So he's walking backstage. he's going to be talking to us in a little bit. Then we see Ridge Holland preparing for the main event cage match for the North American title against my cousin, Tony D. We get that. Alright, then we get Oba, who, Femi, comes out with the title, says the date is set, which is set this coming Saturday night, where I defend my NXT Championship against I Did It, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory, a town down under. He says, basically, this is a handicap match for me, and they think they'll gang up and get rid of the ruler, but then what? Their egos will pretty much come into play, and it'll be their greatest downfall. And it's only one man, it's basically one man for themselves when it comes to the title, and then, on cue, A-Town Down Under comes out, Grayson Waller and Theory come out. Waller calls a champ overrated, and says that Oba knows the pressure is getting to them, but he thought better of Oba than to try and turn them against each other. Austin Theory says that Grayson hasn't gotten his flowers at NXT yet. He's jumped off ladders and broken his elbow, this and that. You know, risk his career every single time. Talks about Melo, Tony D, Braun Breaker get all the credit when Waller is a pillar that helped shape NXT to what it is today. Yeah, got a point. And with that help, he will help me become the NXT champion. And Waller's like, what? Can you say that in my good ear? So Waller says, Oba is fighting Austin Theory, who became a star, he became a big star easily, rode shotgun with Johnny Gargano, and he can ride shotgun once more with me. And then Oba says, well, so who's going to become the next NXT champion? Grayson says, well, the belt means a lot to me. I'm sick of hearing about Melo, Braun, and Trick's name when I was this close to getting it. And I'm going to do whatever it takes. And then Austin Theory's like, including what? They're really teasing the breakup on Saturday night. So Grayson's like, I never ever held an NXT title. I've had the U.S. title. It says, Theory, you had the U.S. title, and nobody wants to hear about you beating John Cena at WrestleMania, this and that. So Theory's like, well, that's a rare accomplishment, but you have never held a singles title before. And then Waller says, I remember being atop the ladder at WrestleMania 39 while you were, down there when we won the SmackDown Tag Team titles. And then Theory says, well, I'm just getting started, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to be the champ. So Waller's like, well, what should we do? Then Theory's like, let's start with Oba, put him through the announce table, and then bury him with chairs, and then throw the announce table on top of him, and then we'll figure out who will become the champ. And then Waller says Oba can come in with a plan, or says Oba came in with a plan, but obviously that did not work. And we're going to do whatever it takes. So, Waller goes to leave. Theory pulls him around. He's like, hey, where are you going? Waller goes to swing, and then Theory ducks. And Grayson hits Oba. Uh-oh. They double team Oba. And basically, they take out Oba. Theory with the with the A-Town Down Under, or the A-Town Down move. And then Waller hits the leaping stunner through the ropes. And then Grayson picks up the belt. Theory takes it from him. Then they have a little face-off. Drop the title on Oba's basically dead body. And then they do a little shimmy shake before posing over him. And that pretty much ends the segment. So we'll see what happens on Saturday night. I still think Oba's going to retain. And then Trick Willie will get his rematch at Stand and Deliver. And I think we'll see Trick Willie after Stand and Deliver probably be on the Raw or SmackDown roster right after WrestleMania. Maybe, and same thing for Roxy. So, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, speaking of Trick Willie, we got a video from DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe. It's a little, speaking of a vignette about how Trick gets every opportunity, and I just wanted one chance, but got, disregarded by Ava Raine, Shawn Michaels, and the fans. It's like all I seek now is vengeance for myself, for my people. And he holds up the strap, and then he basically challenges Trick Willie to a strap match at the pay-per-view. But we don't get Trick's answer until later. He's there with Sarah Schreiber on the balcony later on, right before the cage match, and Trick Willie's like, you want a strap match with me at Vengeance Day? You got it. But I'm gonna whoop your ass. And he will. He will. There's no doubt in my mind that Trick Willie will beat the ever living shit out of DJ Nightwolf Eddie Thorpe. There's no way he can lose this match. And I don't want him to. So we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright, then we're going to flash back to Ethan Page breaking Javon Evans' jaw a couple months ago. Oh, I had to relive that. Oh, I'm having nightmares. Alright, then we see the doctor, David Cohen, says Javon's jaw is healing on schedule, and he is good to go. Says Javon is medically cleared to compete, but, and there's a but and it stinks, he has concerns for Javon re-injuring the jaw if Javon takes another shot to that area of the jaw. God damn, Megan Bain. Hello. Anyway, he says it would be a minimum of 6 months if that should happen. And he says, well, it's Javon's decision if he wants to fight Ethan Page and get his revenge. So we go to Ava Rain's office. Javon is there with Ava. Ava's like, well, I guess you got your wish. Now you're medically cleared, but I want you to sign this waiver. So he's like, what waiver? He's like, well, if you sign the waiver, we are not obligated or liable for what happens to you. So we can't get sued or some shit like that. So she basically, Ava's like, I want you to consider, what you're gonna do here. Take some time to think about it. So Javon takes the waiver and signs it. He says, okay, I thought about it. And Ava's like, oh no. So that match is now official. Javon Evans against Ego. Ethan Page. We got that. And yeah, we move on with that. Alright, then we go to a triple threat tag team match. We had Fraxium, the tag team champions, on the balcony watching. That's Ben Frazier and A-Kid. So they look on to see Hank and Tank, or as I call him, Hank and Spank, on OnlyFans. No. So we got Hank and Tank taking on Josh Briggs and the legend Yoshiki Inamura. And they take on members of Catchpoint 3.1, and that's Miles, so call him Ozzy Osbourne, and Tavion Heights with Mr. Regal's son Charlie Dempsey and the lovely Maddie Rankowski at ringside. I liked how Maddie did this, the Catchpoint thing. Loved it. You know how it is. You know Drew Gulak and Evolve and a couple other indies around the New York City area. You know. Good job, Maddie. Good job. Alright, match was decent. In the end, it was like wild. Eventually, Josh Briggs and Inamura get the win. After Hank gets up, climbs to the top rope. Josh Briggs cut him off. He climbs up. Goozles. He grabs Hank by the throat, but Hank fights back, knocks Briggs down. Hank then leaps off the top rope. Briggs ducks, and then he hits his canvas. And then the legend Inamura tags in, and we get a big time Lariato, turning Hank inside out. And then Inamura with a big time splash off the top. 1, 2, 3. So they get the win in a little over just over 12 minutes. So it looks like we're gonna see for the tag team belts, we got Fraxium going up against Josh Briggs and Inamura. And I would love to see, I think it's going to happen it will happen at Vengeance Day for the NXT tag team titles. And, we might get a title change. I hope we do, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then Ben Frazier gets on the mic after the match, congratulates Inamura and Briggs, and A-Kid says Josh is one of the most underrated men in the locker room. He sees the hype in Inamura. Ben Frazier says they wanted it, says you wanted a title shot, and the problem is, well, you guys have it, so we're gonna do this at Vengeance Day. So we shall see what happens with that, and I think, like I said, I think we're gonna get a title change. Because it's been so long since Fraxum's held the belts for the second time, and, you know, I think that Briggs and Inamura might be the ones to take it off from them. But a lot of people are saying it's gonna be the Hardys, I don't know, from TNA, so, I mean, it'd be a great match, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, so then we see Fandango! JDC, you know, Johnny Curtis, walking backstage. Lexis King is walking backstage. They got the Heritage Cup title match coming up. No rounds, no time limit. One fall to a finish. I like the rules. I don't like the old school Heritage Cup rules, even though that fucking cup should have stayed in England. They should have not even had it anymore, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright. Good night, Max Caster, because, the Hangman, Adam Page, came out and did some cowboy shit! Answered Max Caster's open challenge, and he pretty much beats him, like, in a couple of minutes. And, we'll see what happens with all that. Max Caster, back to the drawing board you go. You so-called best wrestler alive today. Yeah. Best wrestler basically getting jobbed out. So we got that. So Adam Page is now getting the face turn adulation from the crowd. Now he's kind of a face now, going after MJF. We'll see what goes on with that situation. Because we saw a stare down last week, and yeah, we'll see what happens as we move on. Max still thinks he's the greatest. It was a stupid proclamation. Nobody gives two fucks. Alright, now we see a video of last week's match with Swerve and Ricochet, where Ricochet won the match and then stole the embassy robe that my good friend Prince Nana always has. You know, he always has it because of the late great Jimmy Rave. You know, we praise you, Jimmy Rave, you great man. I met him a couple times. Great man, great wrestler, back in the regular Ring of Honor days. Just sad the way things happened. He had to get his arms and legs amputated, and just, you know, it was just a matter of time before he was sadly taken from us. So, and it kind of hit Prince Nana the hardest, because, you know, he managed him back in the day, in the very early days of the embassy. So we got that. And then, speaking of Ricochet went to the Defy Wrestling, where a certain guy named Ricky Starks won the world title. But I guess he's gonna have to give that up. And we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, so Ricochet went to Defy and had the jacket, and then Swerve came out trying to get it back, but Ricochet escaped, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, moving on. Alright, it's all about the boom! Adam Cole, baby! And his good buddies Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, and Roddy! They're coming out. We got the the AEW Tag Team Trio, not the Tag Team, sorry, AEW Trios titles on the line as the UDK, the Undisputed Kingdom, will take on Claudio, the bastard Pac, and the guy that has no friends, William Utah. And, maybe we'll get a title change tonight, but who knows? So we'll see what the UDK, the Undisputed Kingdom, do, as this match happens, by the way. Boom! Chugs! Yes, that's Chugs, too. If you follow his Twitch, that's Chugs. Yeah, Sony had a state of play today on Twitch. Got some good fucking games coming out later this year. Liza P has a DLC coming out. Take my money for that. Some other good games that are like Armored Core coming back in the if you have PlayStation Plus, you can go to the old school section or the classic game section. Armored Core will be there. What else? Borderlands 4 is going to be coming out for all the people that love Borderlands. The next one's coming out. Yeah, lots of cool looking games. There's a few good games that I actually liked. Days End is getting I think it's getting a remake, not a remake. It's getting extra content, something like that. Or Days End 2. I saw. But lots of good stuff. So if you haven't seen it, I think you can still watch it on Twitch, or you can go to Sony PlayStation. Or just find it on the internet. You can watch it. Not that long. It's about like an hour. So pretty much good stuff. It's good stuff. I'm hoping we get something like a Final Fantasy game this year. Maybe we'll get a Resident Evil game. They're kind of talking about maybe having Resident Evil 5 remake, Resident Evil Code Veronica X remake, which I would love both games. Maybe Resident Evil 9, they were in development with that, and then it kind of just fell apart. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more epic fucking games. Elden Ring is coming out with a new game, not DLC. It's a actual new game, and it looks pretty damn good. I can't wait for that. Not that I play Elden Ring, I'm just saying, but you know, most of us in Chug's chat wants Dark Souls 3 to come out. I don't know if it is, but we'll see. But yeah, some good games coming out for mostly the PlayStation 5 and PS5 Pro later this year. So, but yeah, should be some good stuff. So save your money and wait till the good games come out, or if you want to download the downloadable content and all that other shit. It's good stuff. All right, moving on. All right, so and yeah, that's pretty much it. Big ups to Chuggy Chugs. Great stream today. We'll be back tomorrow playing Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. I think it's The Sands of Time. Or whatever one. I forget which one he's playing. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so blah, blah, blah. This is back to NXT. So we see Fandango and Lexis King walking to the ring for their Heritage Cup title match coming up in a little bit. But before we get to that, we go to my cousin. Well, I don't know if he's in a good mood. He's in a good mood to talk. Yeah, Luca, is he good? No? He's still... okay. Luca Crucifino just informed me that my legit cousin Tony D'Angelo, who gets me a Chicken Bomb Hero for $2, you get it for $8.50. And he can't come out tonight. He's nursing his wounds. I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, we see him and the family. It's Adriana Rizzo, Brookie Hogan, Izzy Dame, and the man who lives downstairs from you, Luca Crucifino. They're there, and then the underboss, Channing Lorenzo Stacks. He's there. He apologized to Tony D for kind of overstepping his boundaries a little bit. He's like, me and you haven't been on the same page as of late, and you and Rich Holland and Sean Spears and company have all been in my head, and you're in my head too. I'm going nuts. So my cousin tells him, we're good, but I got a cage match coming up, and I just want to do this alone. I know you guys want to help me, but I got to do this on my own. Says, everybody knows, even her, Izzy Dame, she knows. And he's like, Stacks, what do we always say? Forget about it. So they all hug and, we'll see what happens in the main event inside that steel cage, brother, for the North American title. And that's it. Alright, we move on from there. Alright, then we go to the NXT Heritage Cup title match. We got Lexis King taking on Fandango, who came out with the System theme song from TNA. So he's going by JDC. And, it almost took Lexis King to the limit. And, fans loved it. But, in the end, Lexis gets sent to the outside after they did the deed, a Falcon Arrow for a very near fall. Lexis goes to the outside. And, Fandango, with a big flippy dippity-doo over the top, with a big flippy dippity-doo on the Lexis, rolls him in the ring, goes up top for the last dance. We all remember that. Well, it's called Top Rope Leg Drop in my notes, but, I put in parentheses, last dance. So he goes for the last dance. Looks like he was about to win the belt and win the Heritage Cup and take it to TNA, but no! 2.99999999999 Batman 5. So he just kicked out. Fandango then goes back up top, but Lexis runs into the ropes, and, Fandango got, his balls dropped right on the fucking turnbuckle. And then Lexis picks up Fandango, who is still stuck on the top rope. He's like hanging from the top, and Lexis King hits the coronation 1, 2, 3 to retain the Heritage Cup. In a little over 9.5 minutes. So there you go. I was hoping that we get something going to TNA, but no. But decent match. Excuse me. Decent match for what it was. And that's that. Alright, then we go to Ava Rain's office, and Bayley, give me a hug. And Roxy, Bayley's not happy that Cora Jade's in the title match, making it a fatal 4-way. Roxy comes in, still dressed as Hugger Bayley. She's not happy. They're going back and forth, and then Ava's like, hey, calm down. And Bayley says Roxy is the best she's ever looked, that ugly idiot. And then she leaves. Corey Jade walks in. Roxy plays all nice to her. It's like, oh, I'm back here, I'm bestie, yay. And then Corey says, I'm going to become champion, and you will be there to see it. And then Corey leaves, and then Roxy's like, bitch, basically like that. I don't think we're going to get a title change. I think Julia, who won it at, when did she win? She won it, in January, during New Year's Evil, pretty much, I think it's her first, her first or second defense. There's no way I can see Julia losing the belt and going to Stand and Deliver not with the belt. But we got that. So I'm thinking Julia will retain, and who takes the pin? I probably would think Roxy takes the pin. Or Corey J. One of them going to take the pin. And that's pretty much it. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we got the lovely ladies of Fatal Influence, JC Jane! Scrumptious. And we got the Women's North American Champion, the former woman, her name is Fallon, don't call her the Dawn Henley. And my girl, the lovely Jasmine Nix. I think he still has that stupid freaking mask on. I think she still have a broken nose or whatever. But anyway, they're there. And they say there's strength in numbers. And then the lovely Kaylani Jordan comes in and says, hey, I want another title shot there, Fallon. If you hold on to the belt against Stephanie Vercor. And basically says, I haven't fought this version, I guess, of Fallon. I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, Jada Parker, looking great. She walks up, says, hey, Kaylani, you're obsessed with me, but, I want the title as well. And then Ashanti the Adonis, the resident pimp, says, hey, my girlfriend, Carmen Petrovich, beat both of your asses. and she deserves a title shot. And then Fallon Henley tells them to figure it out. And then, basically, Fatal Influence just leaves. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Coming out of the pay-per-view. So I have a feeling that Fallon might retain the title because a certain hottie named Lola Vice pero she might. We saw her last week in the parking lot, kind of like walk around Stephanie Vercora, and Stephanie's like said something in Spanish. We didn't even know what it was. I think Lola might cost Stephanie Vercora the match and the title. But then again, Stephanie could win the title and face Lola Vice at Stand and Deliver. Or will she? Well, we'll talk about Stephanie in a little bit. So, we got that. Moving on. Alright, then we go to Nikita Lyons taking on Delta. Pretty much, Nikita did a couple moves. I liked how she did the split. She put her in the come on, clutch! Fuck it in the ass and make her humble! But she kind of did it like in a split version. That was nasty. Ow! So we move on. But we get near the end of the match. Delta charges at Nikita, but Nikita hits a big-time knee. She goes up top for the Vader Bomb. Delta moved out of the way. And then she wipes out Nikita with a spear. Then the F5. 1, 2, 3, Delta gets the win in not just under 3 minutes. Under 3 minutes. Did I say under 3 minutes? I think I did. Oh, we get that. Alright, so a lot of people saying Nikita Lyons got buried. Squashed. I don't think she got squashed. Or buried. I think she just lost. But that's just me. Alright, moving on. Alright. So, alright, then we go to a video from All Ego Ethan Page saying, he finds out that Javon Owens is medically cleared. He's like, I'm not surprised. Javon is resilient. He has a lot of heart, but he doesn't have his head screwed on straight. And then he says Javon has a long career ahead of him with multiple titles and potential to face the best of NXT, or to be the face of NXT, be the best, maybe even go to the main roster and be a star on the main roster. But he's like, I can't help myself, and he can't help himself, and he's risking his life and his life and career basically against him. So Ethan says, I have $1 million smile, but a 10-cent brain. I mean, Javon has $1 million smile and a 10-cent brain. Then says, what happens to you will not be my fault, and I won't break your jaw, Javon. I will shatter your jaw. Damn. And the only thing you will do, Javon, is you'll be looking, the only thing you'll be looking for, Javon, at Vengeance Day is a new career, because I'm going to end it. Damn. So, we'll see what happens with that. I think Javon will get his revenge, but he might pay for it. But we don't know. Alright. Then, like I said, Sarah Schreiber on the balcony with Trick Willie, who accepts DJ Nightwolf, Eddie Thorpe's strap match at the pay-per-view. And speaking of the card, Vic Joseph and Corey Graves run down the NXT Vengeance Day card, and then we hear somebody from I don't know where, and then we see somebody coming into the audience, and it's Absolute Ricky fucking Starks. And then if you see my reaction 2 videos ago, if you go to my shorts section, go there for my reaction and a little bitty fun short for you guys for the Prophecy making a grand entrance. So Absolute Ricky Starks, he makes his grand debut on NXT a day after being released from AEW, along with Miro and Aleister Black. We don't know when they will debut back in NXT. Hopefully, maybe this weekend. We'll see. Alright, so Ricky's like, it's obvious you know who I am. And he's like, if NXT is the future of professional wrestling, you need the hottest free agent and the absolute superstar of the future. Blah, blah, blah. Ricky says, don't let this handsome face and expensive fragrance fool you. I'm here to turn this place upside down. And everyone's like, when will the revolution be televised again? well, I'm here. I'm here, ain't I? And then, that's it. He leaves. But will we be able to use his name, Ricky Starks? Doubt it. Because they didn't even mention his name. Vic Joe's like, holy crap! They didn't say anything after that. They just let Ricky Starks do his promo. I don't know if he's going to be changing his name. People saying like Drake Holiday. I'm like, that's another guy. But I don't know what they're going to do with Ricky Starks. They're going to call him that. They're going to call him something else. Ricky Tikki Tavi. I don't know. So we'll see what happens later this week if we find out what his name's going to be in NXT. Or if he can actually get the name Ricky Starks. I don't know if that's his actual real name. Obviously, probably not. Let's see what happens with that. But the shock of the night, and pretty much I think this might be the shock of the year so far. I think we had one last month. I forgot. Yeah, I think we had a shocking moment last month, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But moving on. Alright, then, speaking of the NXT Women's Champion, we have my girl, Julia Scorpiona. Julia talks with Stephanie Ricoeur in the back, wishes her luck in her Women's North American title match on Saturday. Stephanie wishes the same to Julia for her title match, for her Women's title on Saturday night. And, Stephanie says there's only one place to go after I win the belt. And obviously that's getting the world title. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, Steph, don't degrade the North American title and then it's like, basically, you win the title, you're just gonna, throw it away and go after the main title? It makes no sense. Don't do that. Don't do that, Stephanie. Don't do it. Don't do that. Just win the belt. Defend it a couple of times. Maybe, I doubt it's Stand and Deliver. We'll see Stephanie and Julia go at it. Maybe a title for title match. I don't know. But you saying, you want to win the title and then go after Julia right away, I think degrades the title. That's just my opinion. Triple super kick on the guy that has no friends, William Yuta, but, well, actually it was on Pac. And Claudio made the save. And Claudio with a double suplex to Adam Cole, baby, and Roddy, knocking them out of the ring. And basically now, Kyle is in the ring, is at the mercy of all three Death Riders. And William Yuta's going up, looking for a rocket launcher from, he looked for a rocket launcher on Kyle. And Kyle got his knees up. Got a small package. Ooh! Almost became the new Trios champions with a 2.99999995. Sweep the leg, Danielson. They hit sweep the leg, Danielson. Look like they're about to win the belts, but then here comes Pac and Claudio out of nowhere. Saving the match and the titles. Now, Adam Cole goes out to Pac. Claudio, ow! Like a mini swing into the guardrail with Roddy. Kyle still has the ankle lock on William Yuta. Claudio tries to bring in a chair to the match. Adam Cole, baby, with a super kick. And then Kyle with a super kick, knocking Claudio out of the ring. Rick Knox still has the chair. Why? I don't know. Now he throws the chair out. And I missed what happened. William Yuta just pinned Kyle. I think he hit Kyle in the balls or the stomach area. I missed it, but anyway. So the Death Riders retain the AEW Trios titles. Sucks. And now basically they're beating them. They're beating Adam Cole and Kyle down. Roddy, I don't know where he is. And here comes the dancing fool, Daniel Garcia, TNT champ, along with 2.0, Mr. Matt Maynard and Angelo Parker. So it looks like they're going to be in line for a trios title shot. And they once again help the Undisputed Kingdom. I still think one of them might become the TNT champion, whether it be Roddy or Kyle O'Reilly. I think it's going to be Adam Cole's going to win his first major title in AEW. Not that it's going to be a great title, but I mean it's like the TV title of Ring of Honor. Like the TV title in Ring of Honor, not the title. All right, we get some Code of Honors, and that's pretty much it. All right, so a pretty decent match. All right, Marina Shafir goes into a room with is about to go into a room with Jon Moxley, but then Moxley gets hit in the back with a chair, and then Edge and Jay White steal the briefcase that holds the AEW World Title in, and they kind of lock Marina Shafir in a room. And then Moxley gets her out, and he's going crazy, like, "Where's my fucking briefcase?" So just a precursor to what's going to happen on Saturday night in that Brisbane street fight. I think we're going to see some blood, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, moving on. Back to NXT we go. All right, so we had Stephanie McCoy talk to Julia, saying, after I win the Women's North American title, I'm coming for you. We'll see. That's that. After that, we see Tony D and the family walking towards the ring for the cage match. But before they get to the cage match, and the cage was already being built, because it doesn't come down like normal. I don't know why, but anyway, moving on. All right, then we go backstage where we have Mr. Chase, Andre Chase. He's there, and we have some random people talking, eating. I don't know what they're doing. He runs into Kale Dixon. Yeah, he's still alive, ladies and gentlemen. He's still alive. He walks up to him, feeling all jazzed. Jazz, not jazz. He's all like, maybe he's woo drunk. And he says, "There's someone, Mr. Chase, I want you to meet somebody. And it's my good buddy Uriah Connors from NXT Level Up." And that's Fit Finley's son. I thought it was David. You would think it's David Finley? No, not even close. He's somebody else. So he introduces Uriah Connors to Mr. Chase, and Uriah asks Mr. Chase to come hang out with them and party. Mr. Chase says, "I can't, because it's a school night." Huh? I thought the school was done. Anyway, then he leaves, and they kind of question whether Chase U is, they question, is Chase U dead? And Mr. Chase is like, "Yup, pretty much is." And he's like, "Old habits just die hard," and he leaves. So I don't know what's going on with this whole situation with Mr. Chase, Kale Dixon, now Uriah Connors. Maybe they're reforming, maybe they're reforming a new version of Chase U. That might have, Thea Hale, if she's still employed, and Roddy, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the main event. Steel cage match. Only way to win is by pinfall or submission, so no escape. You can't escape the cage. So it's Tony D taking on Ridge Holland. This was a pretty brutal match. We got Sean Spears, Nico, and Resident Virgin Brooke Jensen on the balcony to watch. Pretty brutal match. Both going into the cage. And then the family comes out. Rizzo, Stax, Luca, and Izzy Dame. They're trying to help, but Gary can't do anything in the cage and everything. But Tony picks up Ridge Holland, powerbomb into the cage, ow, then a spear for a near fall, and then Izzy Dame walks around the cage, pulls out a crowbar from her jacket, wants to give it to Tony D, Stax blocks that, then throws it in himself. Interesting. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Ridge Holland's going to win the North American title, right? Wrong. Tony and Ridge go for the crowbar. Ridge gets it at first, starts wailing away on my cousin Tony D in the back, in the leg. Then he takes aim, hits the Northern Lariat to the back of the head. Looked like he was about to win the belt, but somehow Tony kicked out at 2.999999995. And Ridge is all pissed off. Goes for the crowbar again, starts yelling at Tony. Goes to swing, I think at his head. Yeah, at his head. Tony gets up and rakes the eyes. Then Ridge drops the crowbar. My cousin Tony D gets it. And hits him in the face with the crowbar. Picks him up, hits, forget about it. 1, 2, 3 in 11 minutes. Tony D retains the North American title. And then he celebrates. Well, afterwards, the family's in the the family's in the ring. Ridge nails Stacks. Then he leaps out the ring, and Stacks and Luca beat him up all the way to the back. And then Adrian and Rizzo's there, and Izzy, they're tending to Tony. Sean Spears and company come into the cage. Rizzo tries to hold the door shut. That ain't working. And then Izzy has the crowbar, and she nails Tony D in the leg with it, you bitch! And then Sean Spears and his goons enter the cage. Izzy grabs Rizzo and hits her with a mean-looking choke slam. And then they chain the door, they chain the cage shut. Tony is staring at Sean Spears and his new group. Now has a new member, an Izzy Dame. Brooks and Nico beat the crap out of Tony, waffle him with a bunch of chair shots, and then Tony D gets on Sean Spears' shoulders. Eventually, Stacks and Luca are trying to come out and try to get the gate open. The cage open. Can't do that. Stacks tries to climb the cage, and I think it was there was Nico or Jensen hits the cage, and Stacks falls to the ground, and then after that, Sean Spears hits a Death Valley driver off the top rope onto the chair, and that's pretty much it. And then Sean Spears' new alliance stands over Tony, holding up the North American title. I kind of saw the Izzy Dame turn coming, pretty much, when she wasn't making any advances to Sean Spears. I'm like, she's gonna join Tony D's thing, but she's like being a spy. So that's what pretty much happened, and that's pretty much it. All right, so that pretty much ends the show. But as we're going to a montage of NXT Vengeance Days in the past, to hype the show, we get a final tease of the new stable that's gonna be coming at Vengeance Day. We see the silhouettes like we saw last week. Now we see them put on skull masks. So I'm like, okay. Are they the new version of Aces and Eights, or are they the Shield 2.0? A lot of people on Twitter, basically on Twitter, are saying that it feels like Retribution 2.0, like I said it was, or a new version of the Shield, but with one more person. And a lot of people say, who are they? Who are they? Well, you got a guy named Cutler. You got Lucky Ali. You got Dion. Yeah, you got Dion Lennox, and I forgot who the other guy is. But that's who this Retribution type stable looks like. So a lot of people say, "Oh, Ricky Starks is in it." No. If Ricky Starks made his debut, how can he be a member of the group? Kind of makes no sense, right? But I digress. Moving on. All right, so NXT last night was pretty good. Pretty good, and I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys thought of the show in a comment down below in the comment section, and that's pretty much it. Don't forget to watch my rant that I did about Vince McMahon getting pretty much his sexual misconduct case got dropped, so I did a rant about that, and leave your comments there as well. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave some comments, please, and all that good stuff. Don't leave stupid comments, you're gonna get blocked. You don't like it? Then too bad. And that's that. Alright guys, I'm gonna watch the next next hour and change of Dynamite. We had Hook. They sent for the man, Hook. Hook, Joe, and Shibata beat 3 jobbers. And then next Wednesday night we got I think Joe versus Christian. Or I think it's gonna be Joe, Hook, and Shibata taking on Christian, Nick freaking Wayne, and Kip Sabian, I think. Or it's gonna be Christian versus Samoa Joe, 1-on-1. But we have to see if that actually happens. And that's pretty much it. And now we have Renee Paquette in the back with Cowboy Chris Jericho, the Ring of Honor champion, 2-time, by the way. He's there with the Bad Apple Brian Keith. I don't know where Big Cass went. Renee in her lovely red ensemble. So he's all mad about Bandito winning $200,000 by beating Brian Keith on Collision in that bounty that bounty match, and then you know. So basically, Jericho says, "I'm gonna collect the bounty from Bandito." Really? So he tells Bandito, "I want you to meet me in the ring right now because I challenge you to a showdown." So not a match per se. I think it's just a showdown. But I think eventually Jericho and Bandito will fight. When? I don't know. For the Ring of Honor World title, and I think Bandito will win the title from Jericho. So Jericho will lose the belt. Bandito will get it for the second time in his career because he won it before, and he had that long, great feud with Rush. And then Rush won it. Held it for a pretty long time. But that's that. So far, the first 40 minutes of Dynamite have been pretty chaotic. We had Hangman beat Max Caster, and then he goes in the back, and him and MJF have a little tussle. Well, they don't fight; they have a little argument. We got that. We had Moxley pretty much Marina Shafir get attacked by Edge and Switchblade Jay White. They steal the briefcase with the AEW World title in it. Moxley's all pissed off about that. And that's that. We had Claudio, Pac, and William Yuta defeat Adam Cole, Bebe, Roddy, and Kyle O'Reilly to retain the AEW Trios titles. And I think that's pretty much it so far. We got a lot more to come tonight on Dynamite, which has pretty much been taped. Like I said, this is taped, so I mean, I already know most of the results, so that's that. And then we just had Hook, Shibata, and Joe defeat 3 jobbers, and then Joe calls out Christian to a 1-on-1 match next week on the program. We'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I am out of here. So my final rating for NXT, like I said, 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I may be back later with my AEW review right here on the Peter Joseph channel, so stay tuned. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, probably tomorrow afternoon, because I do have some errands to run, so I'm going to try to get it up early in the afternoon. And then, I'll be late tomorrow night. Yeah, probably late tomorrow night, I'm going to do my TNA Ring of Honor review, because like I said, Friday, I will be pretty much incommunicado for most of Friday, but I will be, I won't be home till late Friday night, because like I said, I got going out with the missus for Valentine's Day. We're going to have a nice romantic lunch, and then, maybe get some business done, if you know what I mean. And then, I'm pretty much, going to be, going to see Captain America, the new Captain America, and then, when I come back, I might watch, I'll watch SmackDown, And then maybe late Friday night, I'll give you guys my my SmackDown review. Saturday, I will do episode 61 of The Shadows Lair with my NXT Vengeance Day predictions, as Marina Shafir beats the ever-living shit out of Willow Nightingale for no apparent reason. And then Moxie's all mad, as he never is happy. So we got that. So like I said, Saturday I will be doing my predictions for Vengeance Day on episode 61 of The Shadows Lair 2.0. And then we'll get you ready for, I'm not going to do predictions for Grand Slam, obviously, but, you know. But in any case, then we got Vengeance Day. I will be doing a review for Vengeance Day after it's over, or pretty much after Grand Slam is over. So late Saturday night, I will do my review of NXT Vengeance Day, and then Sunday, early Sunday, I will do the review for Grand Slam Australia, and pretty much that's it, because I will be pretty much all weekend I'll be busy. Friday definitely because it's Valentine's Day. Saturday I actually will be, you know, I won't be that busy, but Sunday I will be busy because it's Sunday, you know, and I'm off pretty much. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so we got all that. But I do got some things to do on early Monday, so but it's not that big. You know, I just have to go to the doctor, and then that's pretty much it. And yes, some of the doctors are open in my area on President's Day, you know. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so I'm gonna watch the rest of Dynamite. I might be back later if I stay awake by then. I don't know. So I'm very tired right now because of a long day. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, if you're not down with all that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. Acknowledge the prophecy. Put up your ones. I want to see some ones. I want to see all those ones, and not this one. I want this one in the comments section. And that's pretty much it. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, go fuck yourselves. Peace.